morning, everyone. It is Monday, February 1st, Black History Month. Welcome to your new month. I'm Danielle Wiggins with Dave Chudowski, Holly Strano, Maureen Kyle, Lindsay Buckingham, and Austin Love. This is your on-the-go post show. Remember, you can always put your perspective in the comment section about the stories that we are covering. But first, we want to start with the weather because, first of all, Holly, welcome back. We are so happy to have you back after being off for a week. But you are tracking the snow that you're saying we're going to see a tough commute for the morning, afternoon, and the evening.
Right. It's really everyday part today because it's going to continue to be scattered, but in a very steady sense, if that makes sense. And we're not talking a lot of accumulation, 1 to 3 inches. But as you all know, it's timing. Danielle, you know more than anyone what that does to road conditions and things like that. So we've already been dealing with it this morning. We will continue with scattered snow this afternoon, and our computer model forecasts indicate that the snow will pick up even more so into the afternoon and evening. So kind of a heads up for commuting home potentially and things like that.
Okay. Well, thank you, Holly. And we'll know we can come back to you after you go ahead and do your hits with WTAM, your reports. But we do have a number of accidents on the roadways as well. I just want to let you know that 480 eastbound before Jennings, you have 2 lanes blocked there. So you're seeing some delays as you're trying to make your way to 77. One of the other topics that we're talking about that I see a number of you interacting with is that vaccine rollout, because Austin, this week, a big week for teachers here in Ohio.
Yeah, it is a big week for teachers. And it's also just a big week for, Ohio in general. We've been talking about for a number of weeks that it's Governor DeWine's goal to get kids in school at least partially by that March 1st date. And that's just a month away, and it's the shortest month. So 28 days away from that potential goal. And in between now and then, a lot has to be done. And so right now they're doing this, of course, in over phases. So over the next 4 weeks, they're going to be rolling out this vaccine. So teachers can get the vaccine so students can then be in school. So right now, over 70 schools are eligible to get the vaccine here in Northeast Ohio. It includes Mahoning County, Summit County, and Medina County school districts. They're in that first wave of teacher vaccination. So starting with 500 schools and then going from there. And schools are doing everything they can to make sure that they're doing this. Even in Medina County, the schools there are going to be closing on Thursday for mass vaccinations for their teachers. And then if you're living in Cuyahoga County, probably wondering, we haven't talked too much about that because we didn't necessarily know when they were going to be getting the vaccine. We're learning now that February 8th, so next week, is when Cuyahoga County schools will start to get that, probably be the second wave, I guess you would call it, of that vaccine rollout. But, with all of this and this vaccine process for everyone, including just not teachers, but for just the general public, has been, not as smooth a transition as many would hope, and haven't been able to get as many vaccines out to the public as I think a lot of people were expecting. So right now there's growing skepticism with the rollout, and especially with the short supplies of this vaccine. And now it's, that with low supplies and the kind of a tough turnout, it's been kind of low patience, especially for these school districts. I mean, take for Parma, for example, this superintendent saying that he's skeptical about actually when they'll receive it and how much they're going to receive of this vaccine. And I would say that is valid based on, you take, for example, even Akron school district. So the city schools there say that they need about 3,000 doses of the vaccine, and they've been told that about 780 are on the way. So that kind of brings up a new question too, and a new dilemma is, so Akron school district, they get 780 doses, they need 3,000. What do you do when some teachers get the vaccine and some don't? How do you figure that out? So a lot of work needs to be done. A lot of questions need to be answered, especially if they want to fulfill that goal of being in school in person, at least partially, by March 1st, which is the goal.
And remember, a lot of schools are already in session, whether in person 4 or 5 days a week. I know Summit County in Macedonia, Nordonia school system, they are in many of their classes and buildings are 5 days a week. So we are seeing that. And just like you said, Austin, with the tier of students and not students, but teachers and staff being able to get the vaccine. I wonder, as you said, that shortage, I wonder if they're going to go with that tier as well as high risk teachers. Are they going to get it first?
Yeah, and those are questions I think that they need to figure out, because I based on what I'm kind of receiving from this, is that I don't know if they realized that there would be such a shortage. I mean, for example, Akron, where we're talking about 3,000, they got 780. So that's quite a difference.
And Jessica, I see you asking, can we just talk about snow? We're going to wait for Holly. Holly is on WTAM. Hey, it's fine.
What am I putting you to sleep, Jessica? What the heck? My top liver over here? I'm reporting my heart out. Come on.
Get more exciting than
it wasn't towards you, Austin. Don't take it personal.
Whatever.
No, we're waiting for Holly to come back. She gave sorry, you guys are cracking me up. She gave us a really quick snippet of the forecast, so she'll be back in just a second. And I see a number of you already here. Steve, good morning. Mike, Estelle, Anna, thank you for joining us. And what we can talk about as we wait for Holly to get back on is, those road conditions. And Lindsay, you were on the west side this morning. What were you seeing?
Yeah, so we were right off of Detroit Avenue in Cleveland, and I have to report that it was very chilly. So we were very cold this morning because we were right along the lakeside, but the eastbound lanes of the Shoreway were looking really good. There's a little bit more snow coverage on Detroit Avenue and some of those side roads there, but generally the Shoreway was looking really clear. And I think that's because of all the hard work the ODOT drivers were doing starting on Saturday. I mean, nearly 300 trucks on the roads. They're de-icing, they're salting. And I'm always really cognizant of giving them plenty of room to work because they're really, really big trucks. So it's kind of hard for them to see other people in their blind spots because they're focused on what they're doing to keep the roads clear.
Yeah, Jessica, she chimes in again. You're just the star of the chat, Jessica. I can feel the cold coming through my windows. I'm wondering how bad the roads are before we have to leave the house. And actually, the roads, they're slick and snow covered in spots, and so you do have a few accidents out there. 76 westbound after 44 in Portage County, as well as 76 west after Bailey, and pretty much 76 the Turnpike and Peninsula, so the Turnpike westbound, and then in Willoughby Hills you have a crash on 90 westbound at Bishop Road. Dave, Maureen, I know you guys come in from the west into downtown. What were conditions like on the highways that you take?
Dave and I agree. we come in about the same time, basically same route. We're next door neighbors. We no, I don't know. Like we talked about it on set. It's the side roads. It's like the neighborhood roads that were a little icy. 90 was fine, but Dave, I don't know about you. I mean, like right when I hit that Cleveland line, the snow picked up. And it just went to show, I mean, like it reminded me, I'm thinking things are clear. And even though those ODOT trucks are out, as soon as the snow picks up, it starts to get a little slick if there's not a lot of traffic on the roads. I mean, luckily, if you're watching this and you head out like normal times, there's more traffic to help melt that snow and trample it down as you go.
Yeah, get that salt and grind in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, the downtown roads were worse than the highway. I mean, like Maureen said, once you get downtown, it wasn't terrible, but that's where it was a little more slick. But the highway was fine for me. I spent more time wiping my car off than I did driving in, to be honest.
Dave, we're going to need you to park in the garage.
Yeah, I know. Well, see, I give my wife, they call it a 2-car garage. Yeah, right. No way are we doing both. And I let my wife have the garage.
It's a 1-car and multi-bike garage.
Right.
Right.
So
hey,
we have.
Holly, now that you're back, we did have a few people asking about the snow and what's the weather going to look like, because you've been preparing us. It's going to be cold for a while.
it is going to get colder. So we're seasonal today, low 30s. Wind chills, though, are mid to upper teens. So we talked about that. And then tomorrow and on Wednesday, we'll be upper 20s to near 30. Tomorrow's Groundhog Day. So we're going to see what goes on there. And then Thursday, Friday, we get a little boost before the weekend. And that's when we'll see some really cold air come in. And we haven't had a lot of that this season so far. On Saturday, right now, we're forecasting highs in the 20s, like mid 20s. Sunday, we'll be lucky to make it out of the teens.
Woo.
And then into Monday, lows will be in the single digits. So, hopefully it'll be brief, but something to be aware of. And of course, we'll keep you updated throughout the week.
Clearly, I'm not leaving the house this weekend, but we do want to know your predictions for the groundhog. Do you believe in it? What do you think? Is he going to see a shadow? He doesn't? Go ahead and put it in the comment section. And Dave, we close with this one because we have a question for you.
Oh,
Dave, buckle up, buddy.
Here we go.
Is it from Austin?
Nope. You want to hear it? It's from Steve, who says, "Didn't Dave used to be a singer?"
A singer?
Yeah, Dave, sing for us, buddy.
Were you a singer, Dave?
What?
Yeah, Dave's really good at singing.
Yes, I have many talents, and singing is not one of them.
Oh!
No.
I was ready to hear you say it was one of them.
Did you have a song you want me to sing? I could try.
Yes. No, he said you thought you were a singer, but I guess that is verified false. So
I have heard Dave sing, and it's not pretty.
No. But one thing I can tell you, though, when I hear Groundhog Day, I just have the memories of Punxsutawney and what a party it is in Pennsylvania.
Because you were there once, right?
Well, I was there one time, yeah.
Yeah.
And it is nothing like the movie, let me tell you. I know I sound like a broken record. I say this every year. It is nothing like the movie there. It is a wild scene. I'm sure it probably won't be this year with coronavirus, but it's I can't. It's a family show, so I can't.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dave. And Parkman says that I live in Dallas now, and I really miss the snow back home in northeastern Ohio. So
we'll send it your way.
Yes. So thank you so much for joining us for a few minutes on this On The Go Post show. You can catch Maureen, Dave, and Holly during the Today Show. We'll see you tomorrow morning starting at 4:30 a.m. on Go. Stay warm.
Bye.